Hi everybody, this is Maria with SweetSerenityStamping.com, and today I have for you this little project which I think is so adorable, and I call it my Num Num treat package. So you can see why. A little num num for your tum tum. I just love this saying. I think it's the cutest little saying ever, and I think these would be really cute to give for maybe, change it up for Valentine's Day. Give it to somebody for their birthday, a thank you. I think this would be great to make for little projects if you have any kids that are in school. This is a very simple project for you to make, and you can whip these out pretty quick just by, a few simple pieces of cardstock and a few DSP papers, and I just added a ribbon. I think it's a very quick project, so it'd be great to do multiples of. So anyways, this is what this box does. I will open this little flap, and I have a piece of Velcro on it, as you can see right here, and here's a piece of Velcro, and then here is the little treat. So I have some raisins. Oh, raisins are amazing. They're just like little chewy chocolate caramel covered, and oh, they're so good. I love these raisins. So I thought, how cute is this little project that you can make? Isn't that sweet? And like I said, you can put these out pretty quick. So I want to show you how to make this today. So I'm going to change it up as I always do, use the different bits of paper. I'm going to move this out of the way just a little bit. So today I'm going to be using this beautiful Daffodil Delight cardstock. This cardstock is 6 3/8 by 3 1/4. So you will need one of those. This is also the same color, Daffodil Delight. This is 5 inches by 3 1/4 inch. We will also be using our Sweet Taffy Designer Series paper, and I love this polka dot. It is so cute. This piece measures 3 1/4. So once again, 3 3/4 by 3 1/8. And this is going to be the front panel of your box. Okay. And this piece here is also a piece of our Sweet Taffy Designer Series paper. These both are. I love these papers. They're so cute. So much fun. This piece of paper, this piece of Designer Series paper is 3 1/8 by 1 1/4, and this will be your flat piece. Okay, and then I already went ahead and previously made a bow. This is the grosgrain ribbon, stitch grosgrain ribbon. I used Whisper White, and that is also the Daffodil Delight. I just put them in a bow together because I think the combination of two ribbons together is really cute. So I already previously made that bow. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be doing one little stamp just to show you how to stamp it, show you how to use the label punch that I have. And so let's get going. And as a matter of fact, if you will just excuse me for 1 minute because I forgot to get that label. For some reason, I wasn't thinking. And I was like, do I have everything prepared? So this is the label here that we will be using, and I love this label. I think it's really kind of a cute design. I hope you can see that. This is the decorative label. Can you see that? There you go. And that's what we will be using today, and that's how I made that. We'll be cutting one out of Whisper White, and then we will be cutting one out of Crushed Curry. Crushed Curry is also in this little pieces of paper. There's a Designer Series papers. Has Crushed Curry, and it also has Daffodil Delight in the lighter colors of this one, so I chose to kind of mix them all. I think it came out really cute as far as the colors go. So, and you will also, by the way, need just a scrap piece of Whisper White and a scrap piece of Crushed Curry, and that's what we will be using to make our label. Alright, so let's get going. And what we need to do, I'm going to bring my scoreboard in, and we're going to do some scoring. So we want to get that longer piece, that's 6 3/8 by 3 1/4. And what we want to do is we want to score at 1 3/8. So we have 1 3/8, and I always have a glare. And make sure you have your scoring tool and not your cutter blade Make sure you always, like, I separate mine all the time so I don't get them confused. So 1 3/8. And then what I would do is I would just flip this over like this on the other side and just do a score mark at the 1 inch. Okay, let me get that on there. Okay, so now we have just 2 score marks. We have a 1 inch on one side and a 1 3/8 on the other side. Now on the 5-inch piece, the 3 3/4 by 5 inch, you want to put this on the 5-inch side, so you want to put it in this way, and we just want to score a 1 inch. So this is the longest, the 5-inch side, and just score 1 inch. Okay, so now we have a 1 inch on this piece, and we have a 1 inch on this piece, and a 1 3/8. So the 1 3/8 right here, that is going to be our flap. And these two pieces will come together like this, and we will be taping them together. The reason why I chose to do 2 pieces is because it gets more sturdier in this box when you're holding candy. I wanted something that will actually do this. Okay, so it is actually sitting up on its own. It's not being knocked over, knocked down. So I decided to, instead of doing 1 long piece of paper, I would do 2 shorter pieces of paper and give it a little bit more sturdiness. So that's why it's not falling down. So basically, that's all we have to do is on our scoring. So I said this is pretty simple, not very hard to do. And what we want to do right now, we can do either way, and I'm just going to go ahead and let's just go ahead and get our score lines, and we will fold them over and give it a varnish and do that on this side here. Okay, and then we have that 1 inch on this one here. So basically what we are looking for is we want to put these 2 pieces, okay, this here we're going to put some adhesive, and we are going to glue it to this other 1 inch piece, so this becomes our box. See, not very hard, very, very simple. So what we want to go ahead is just put some adhesive on this side. Today I'm going to use some score tape instead of my sticky strip. And there's no reason for it other than I'm low on my sticky strip. So I'm going to go ahead and use some score tape, which is a double-sided tape. You can use Tombow glue. And like I said, if you have that sticky strip, I recommend that you use it. Today I'm just using this because I seem to always run low on my sticky strip. I do use a lot of it on my projects. So now that we have that on, we just want to go ahead. Well, you know what? Before we go ahead and do that, seeing as we know this is always going to be glued like this and this is going to be done like this, let's go ahead and put our designer series papers on first. It's easier that way. I did it afterwards and it worked perfectly fine, but I thought, you know, let's go ahead and do it before, and this way it's a lot easier. So this is going to be my front panel, so I'm going to get my snail, and I want to put some snail on this. And I try to get as much and close to the edges as I possibly can so this doesn't lift. Okay, and place this in the middle here as best as you can. Okay, I know I'm really trying to get as accurate as possible. It's kind of crazy. So like I said, this goes here and this will be your flap. So let's go ahead and put our flap piece on. So I will get this one here. Isn't that a cute? Look at the polka dots. I was going to do polka dot to polka dot, but I changed my mind. I like the stripe and the polka dot. So I went ahead and changed my mind on things, and I'm using the stripe side because I think it's really cute. Now we put this one on. If I can get it on. Okay. So basically that is all our papering that we have to do. Our designer series paper is ready to go. Our cardstock is ready to go, and look how cute. So, and if you want to, you can go ahead and corner around these edges. I chose not to. I just liked the way it looked. So let's go ahead and get this tape off, and we will adhere it to our box. Okay, and make sure you get it kind of close. You want this edge here to be near this crease. Don't put it on the crease. Get it as close to the crease, your score line, as possible. Don't go over that score line when you match these up, because you will not be able to close it very well if you do that. So there we go. Now we have our two pieces together, and I have a little bit of excess glue there. So now here is our box. Isn't that cute? I just love it. So now what I want to do is we're just going to sit this aside right now. We're going to get our piece of scrap Whisper White. And I'm going to be using crushed curry today. And I am going to be using my Num Num stamp set. I love this Num Num stamp set. It is cute. You know, there's anything that isn't cute that I don't love on Stampin' Up. So you may hear me say this all the time. I love this. It's so cute because it is. So I'm just saying that everything I usually use, I just absolutely love. And what is there not to love on Stampin' Up! Projects? They're fantastic. So there is the one, a little Num Num for your Tum Tum, which is absolutely adorable. And that's the one I'm going to use again today. But there's also this one you can use, just a little something for you. I think is really cute. These here, you can also use too, but I think this is more for something that you made somebody to eat, because it says like sweetie pie and something tasty, something sweet, a pop of something good to eat, and that's how you make those little, you know, balls of the cake balls. Oh, those are so good. So, and this one here is like, hey there, cupcake. Something to be cute if you make a little cupcake and put it in a cupcake box. I think that'd be really cool. If anybody wants to see how a cupcake box is done, just let me know. I have something that's similar that I'm going to be making, and I'm not going to give away my little secret of what I'm going to be making, but it's going to be using a box that is similar to a cupcake box. So, FYI for all of you out there. And I already put my little Num Num on my glass block, and I just want to tap into this, and then I look at it to make sure it's all nice and inked up, and then I just put it down here, give it a little press, and out we go. Their stamps are so clear and so crisp. I mean, I love it. So now there is our label punch that we want to go ahead and use. I'm going to pop that open, and I'm going to center this little sentiment inside there. Try to get it as even as possible, and sometimes this takes me a little bit of time because I try to get it so centered. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I try my best to be perfect. So anyway, not that that ever happens. I'm going to take that extra piece that I told you, just a scrap piece of that crushed curry, and we are going to be popping another one of these out. And so now that we have this piece, what I want you to do is I want you, look at that, just, everything's flying across the room. There is a point here, and there is a point here, and we are going to cut from point to point. Let me go ahead and do that for you. Let's go ahead and cut point to point. So now we'll be ended up leaving with these little points here on each side, and I want to get rid of those little points. We don't want those little points because they stick out when we go to put our tag on. So just clip those little points off, not worry about them. Okay, so now what we want to do is grab a little bit of snail, and I'm going to be putting it right here. Okay, and I'm going to be putting it right here. Okay, and then I will show you in just a second. Get that glue out of the way. And then we were going to back our little sentiment right here. And we can do it about right. Let's see, right there's pretty good. Just leave a little bit of it sticking out. Give it that little bit of a dimension behind that white. Kind of pops out a little bit. Okay, so there is our tag. Isn't that cute? So now what you want to do is you want to get some dimensionals, and we'll go ahead. It doesn't really matter how many dimensionals you use on it. I am just going to use 2. I think on the previous one I used 4 because I like to give it a more of a lift, but 2 is perfectly fine. So we can go ahead and we can put this on here. Look at that, how cute. So if you want to go ahead and do that already, you can. I am going to suggest to open it up a little bit because it's much easier. You pull these little tags off. A little dimensional, there's little pieces of paper on there. Didn't want to come off. I'm going to put it in the corner today. I think in the other one, yeah, I think in the other one here, I put it right smack in the middle. This one I moved it over a little bit and more to the right side and not exactly in the middle. So there's our little sentiment. just think it's so cute. Here is where we want to put the bow. So I am going to take my bow, and I am going to take a little piece of my double-sided tape. You can use a dot if you want to, but I am choosing to use this because it is strong, and so are the dots. You can use the dots too, but this is pretty strong, so I just chose to use this. You don't have to use this, it's just whatever you prefer. And I'm going to place this somewhat kind of in the middle, right about there. So now, look at that. This is our box already. Can you imagine? Look how fast that came together. Now, what I'm going to use, like I said, there's a piece of Velcro here and here. And I love these Velcro pieces. Anything that has Velcro that is sticky, I've found out that it takes 24 hours to adhere. So, I'm not going to put my Velcro piece. What I want you to do, I will put it on, but I'm not going to put it on right now because if I put it on now, I won't be able to show you how to put the candy in. So, anyways, I'm just alerting everybody that anything usually you do with anything that's sticky Velcro, it always tells you to wait 24 hours to adhere really well. So, and I let mine go overnight, and it's usually fine the next day, and not a problem. But anyways, here is my little bag that I already put my candies in, my little reasons. Now, I got these bags at my local craft store. Okay, these are 3 inches by 4 inch bags. And that is what I use to put my little reasons in there. It's a pretty nice size, fits in the box very well. So those are what I chose to do. So it's a 3 by 4 inch bag. I took a little piece of that double-sided tape here, and I closed my bag up. You can see that little piece of tape there. Not very attractive, but it's closed, and I really wanted to add more candy than try to put a little, you know, something that would squeeze it together and, you know, tie it like a little tie around it or anything. These bags are kind of small, so I wanted to get as many pieces of candy in there as I can. So I just put a little tape so the candy does not fall out. So now what we want to do is we want to open up our card, and this is the side. This is the side where you want to put your candy. The first time I did it to this side, and it's like when they open it up, they don't see anything. You have to look like this. So make sure when you put your candy on, you'll see the flap. Okay, make sure you put the candy on that side. So all I did again was take some double-sided tape, just took a length of it, and I went ahead and just kind of put it in the center here. It doesn't matter how far down you go from that score line. I think you can. I don't know if you can see that score line there. Maybe you can see it a little bit there. It doesn't really matter. It's gonna be about there from the bottom, so it really doesn't matter. So I just go ahead and I pull this off, and I am going to turn it this way. I'm going to lay it flat like this. Okay, so now we have a flat looking back, and it doesn't look bad. See, it's just laying on there. And then this just closes up like that. And so now that we have our candy put in there, and you see how we put it in there, I'm going to go ahead and use one of these Velcro strips. And I will tell you that I have 2 of them stuck together. They are so tiny, but there is 2 of these stuck together. So the sticky, or the flatter part, and then the puffier part. There's 2 there. And these are, like I said, really tiny. And I am just going to put it in the middle, about right here. That's kind of middle. And then I will close this up and make it as even as possible with these sides right here to this right here. You know, to just make it neat. Stand it up, sit it up, and kind of just lay it on there like this. And then I push those Velcro pieces together. Okay, I am not going to open this up again. I'm going to leave this sitting here for the next, overnight, 24 hours as they say. It really doesn't take that much. But do you see what I'm saying? See how it sits up? I love it because these can sit up on somebody's desk. Give it to somebody at work and put that on their desk if I don't knock it over. But aren't these cute? And look how fast that was. Very, very simple project. So anyways, they are done. And I hope you guys will give this a try. Like I said, cute for just even a little thank you can put on there. But I think it's adorable. So anyways, I hope everybody had a great day today. If you would please do me a big favor and go to the right hand side of my blog and put your email address in there, and then you can go ahead and follow me with all of my up and coming projects, and that would be great. I would love to have a few more of you guys to follow me and tell me what you think about my projects, so I would appreciate that. Below this video there will be a list of all the supplies you need. Just click on one of those buttons and it'll take you right to the shop. There's also a shop button at the top of my page, and you can shop right from there. So I make it easy for you guys. So, and if anybody wants to visit me, my blog is sweetserenitystamping.com, and you can go over there and check out my projects that I already had done. If you missed any of them and you want to go check it out, you can check me out over there. So, as I said, I hope everybody's had a great day, and I hope you will come back. I hope you try this, and you will come back and see me for my next project. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you later. Bye, everybody.